Good morning. The sea was incredibly rough yesterday since about midday. There was a little movement when we were starting yesterday morning, but it became very intense and it really did a hard scrubbing of the shore, pounded all this debris into dust. Now it's a mush. Oh, there comes the sun. I'm too far away to get a reflection from that screen. Oh yeah, no, too far over. I still forget that it's so far south. Today is the 31st, the last day of 2022. And we're in the shortest 3 weeks of the year of daylight time, the shortest daylight time for 3 weeks of the year. I have my boots on this morning, so I plan to go down along the shore here, get close to the water. It's lovely to see light pouring in like that, isn't it? That's actually not visible to my eye. I don't see that with my eyes. And yet the camera gives us that impression. There's so much going on in nature that we don't see. Like with the new telescope, all the stuff that was brought out this year to light. Absolutely amazing. We have a few groups of seminarians here from around the US. They always come at this time of the year for biblical study, for becoming familiar with the lens of the Bible. It's such a great help for students. If you ever have a chance to help sponsor a seminarian to come, it's such a great opportunity to spend here at this time in formation. You know, we have those crazy, we're celebrating 25 years and 50 years of ordination, but to come before ordination. Hey, look at the little chicks. The Egyptian geese and their 3 little chicks. Isn't that lovely? So they were hatched in December probably. I'm not sure if there's any expert here who can tell us how old they are. They know me now, so they're not running away. They know all of you as well. What chance would those chicks have without the without the two adults. They need mom and dad. So it's interesting, on the last day of the year, the first word of the first reading, children, it is the last hour. The sensitivity of, oh, somebody cut down some trees here. No wonder it looked more open, I hadn't noticed that. Just clearing up the shoreline here. It is the last hour, and that's going to arrive in our lives, the last hour. Where will your heart be in the last hour? And you could say, where's my heart now? What are my values? What am I looking for? What do I treasure? How do I see this past year? It is the last hour. When the last hour of my arrives, there'll be 60 minutes, and they'll be clicking down pretty quickly. And there's where our faith comes in, which gives us that hope that all I have lived will not be lost. What I have fought to build, the relationships I formed, everlasting light will come to shine upon me. And the last hour is not improvised, you know, it's really formed by the hours we're living now. And the hours we're living today, maybe we have a couple of regrets from this past year, and we can ask for forgiveness. This is what God desires, that we turn to Him, through whom everything was made. We look back from where we came last January, last February, last March and April, last May and June, the summer, the fall, and now the year is ending in less than 24 hours. People don't win World Cups and Super Bowls and Nobel Prizes in a moment. There's a whole life building virtue, doing good, exercising. The great value of time. We've been given that extraordinary gift of time. It is the last hour, children. And a minute goes by quickly, but it's also part of the whole. And an hour goes by quickly, but it's also part of my whole life. Thankfulness, gratitude to have been created. Gratitude for another year lived. For the ability to have learned to grow more in appreciation of others, in helpfulness, in a spirit of forgiveness and kindness. We can't stop time, it keeps going. We can't stop the years or the decades. They keep rolling. And in all that dynamic, we're growing. Yesterday evening, an Israeli family staying here for Shabbat, and the grandpa and his children and the grandchildren, and they had a telescope. Quite a significant contraption, maybe 1 or 2 feet, the barrel of the telescope, and we were able to see the surface of the moon in detail. And they invited me to look into the telescope, and then it looked like it had a lot of little stones or holes or craters, and then I just asked a question, then I looked back in again and it was no longer there. And I said, what happened? And he said, well, the moon is moving, so we have to readjust the focus. You know, our life is all the time moving. The world around us is always moving, and we have to keep readjusting the focus. Got our fishermen here, getting their things ready. Readjusting the focus. Wow, look at that. Keep readjusting the focus when you need to, you know. That doesn't mean you keep changing your goals and everything. We still wanted to see the moon surface, but we had to adjust our eyes, adjust the focus of the lens. To have that deep decision to belong to our family, to belong to our community, to belong to the whole family of mankind, and to be a blessing for the family of mankind in our prayer, in our good wishes, in our attitudes of peace and reconciliation. We're all in this together, walking along together. And God willing, tomorrow morning we'll be back together. That's all in God's hands at this time, and so is next year and the next decade and the rest of our lives. So let's prepare today, let's use this day for profound reflection on the meaning of life and the gift my life is, and what I'm called this coming new year to do, filled with gratitude, with adoration, with thanksgiving, forgiveness where it's needed, asking forgiveness where I need to, and moving along, because the clock will not stop. And we're called to interact in the motion of time and place and circumstances. I didn't stop. Oops. Yeah, that was an accident, but it kind of worked out okay. Let the heavens be glad and the earth rejoice, and the sea as well. All things came to be through him, and without him nothing came to be, including me. What came to be through him was life, and I have part of this life. And this life was the light of the human race. The light shines in the darkness, and the darkness has not overcome it. What a great attitude going into the new year. What a great attitude looking back on a difficult year. If it was difficult, the darkness has not overcome it. People, we'll leave it like that. God bless you. See you later, alligator. Oh, one little piece of news. Yesterday we had a very beautiful encounter with a young man who arrived here, walked all the way from France. He left in June. He was walking faster than Carlota. We didn't get a chance to do videos. Hopefully there'll be another time to do that, as he has to leave in a hurry with his family. But we have been in touch with Instagram, and he's completed his trip to the Holy Land. God bless you. See you later, alligators.